Are you kidding me? It doesn't get any prettier than that. Logan, Utah on a Saturday night. We've got senior day at Utah State. Emotions running high. We're getting ready for Colorado State. The Rams taking on the Aggies of Utah State. With my partner, Steve Lavin, I am Eric Collins. And Coach, let's talk about the Mountain West, which has been so good this year.
No doubt, 4 teams trending to the NCAA tournament. Keep in mind, UNLV dangerous as well, with the conference tournament being played in Las Vegas, a home court advantage. So look out for the Mountain West.
Utah State, the Aggies, currently 7-9 Mountain West play. Senior day for that man, Justin Bean, who makes them go.
18 points per game, close to 10 rebounds as well, and shoots the ball from long range at a 47% clip. He blisters the nets.
And for Colorado State, I'm looking forward to watching this guy. One of the most unusual players in all of college basketball, David Roddy.
Yeah, he is a bit of a unicorn, a ruggedness, a basketball IQ that's exceptional, and finds a way to help his team win games.
Let's take a look at our starting lineup. We start with the visitors in Fort Collins. You got Tonje, Kendall Moore, Isaiah Stevens, who has been unbelievable this year, Deshaun Thomas, and there's David Roddy. For Utah State on senior day, they start 4 seniors. You got Steve Atwood, who's a sophomore, and then the seniors, R.J. Heidelrock, Brock Miller, Brandon Horvath, and Justin Bean, the 4 seniors on this year's Utah State Aggie roster.
Utah
Second meeting of the year between the Rams and the Aggies. The first one was played in Fort Collins, January 12th, and Utah State lost that one. Colorado State won by 5. Nico Medved, his team's improved each and every year. Now in his 4th year with Colorado State. And the tap is won by David Roddy and the Rams.
Colorado State will space the floor. Very efficient offensive team. An elite offense for that matter.
Here's a touch for Roddy. Whips a pass into the corner. Game's first shot is up and in. Wonderful offense to begin. That's Kendall Moore with a 3.
Yeah, that's textbook emblematic of the way the Rams prefer to play. Making the extra pass, the double on Roddy leads to positive math on the perimeter. And the Rams like to play hot potato. They will zip that pass to find the open man.
Here's Miller. Pass down to Bean. Ran out of room. Heidelrock. And it's taken away. Wonderful defense. Denying at the rim. Coast to coast with the left hand. That's John Tonje.
Boy, terrific push down Main Street. Shutouts lead to runouts. The Rams will opportunity run. We're seeing here early why this is a prolific offense.
Tonje playing angry. He did not have a field goal the last time Colorado State played. Only 2 points. Both of those points coming from the free throw line in the game Wednesday against Wyoming. Here's Bean, a turnaround. Everything but down. Colorado State, 12-4 Mountain West play. They have looked the part. Some impressive wins this year. They play well on the road. Turnover here.
Utah State at their best when they're passing the ball as well. Bean tries to get to the hoop, but just dribbles it off the shin.
Ryan Odom in his first year with Utah State inherited some talented veterans. See that 16-13 record. They have played very well for the most part the entire season. Sometimes they haven't had what it takes to get over the hump, but they have been in most every game they've played.
The 2 bright coaches here tonight, rising stars in the business.
Thomas got doubled up, had to get it out to Stevens. Oh, look at Stevens go. Caught his own miss. He can't do that. And so the ball goes over to Utah State.
Utah State, they're 5th in the country at 18 assists per game. So they enjoy and take pride in passing the basketball. You take a look at them when they're sets, the high ball screen.
moves into a double team, somehow found Bean, who was influenced by Roddy. Still no score for the Aggies.
And you'll see Utah State do that. When they drive the ball, they're looking for cutters. They have the intention of being a pass first when it comes to the mindset.
Miller took it away from Tonje. Idle rock. Finally, something goes through for the Aggies. Their first bucket's a three.
Opportunistic three in the break. Ideal opportunity to lock and load, knock one down.
Idle rock playing in his 100th collegiate game. Ball last touched by Tonje. It's another turnover for Colorado State.
We talked about passing. Brock Miller here with good vision. Sees Idle Rock open in transition at the wing. And a nice touch. Buries one from distance.
Took 3 minutes for Utah State to get their first field goal. Utah State last playing on Tuesday. They beat New Mexico. Beat them handily. Wonderful catch inside by Horvath, and he's fouled.
And a good pass by Ashworth on the money. Horvath with the good target hand as well. Good timing. Able to pick up the foul and step to the line for 2 free throws.
So Horvath, a little bit of gray in that beard. This is his first year at Utah State, but he played 4 years at UMBC. Of course, played for Ryan Odom there. He was part of that team back in 2018 that as a 16 seed beat Virginia, first round of the NCAA tournament.
Coming off an impressive performance, 19 points on 8 of 10 from the field. 3 rebounds, 3 assists in 25 minutes against New Mexico on Tuesday night.
Let's see if the Rams get Roddy involved. Played almost 4 minutes, hasn't put anything on goal yet. Roddy with the post up, using that great body of his. Draws a crowd. And Tonje is fouled. So we're going to have free throws for John Tonje when we come back. Low scoring right out of the chute. 4 minutes into the game. 5-4 is our score. Just out of the starters gate, Colorado State with a slim 1-point lead over Utah State. Last time Colorado State was in the short pants was on Wednesday against Wyoming. David Roddy doing what David Roddy does. 6th double-double of the year, 26-11. And with that win, Colorado State padding their resume. They are now 12-4 in conference play, 22-4 overall. After the game, Niko Medved, the head coach for Colorado State, said, "We put ourselves in a position to be in a position." And what kind of position is that, Coach Lavin?
Well, a chance to make noise in the NCAA tournament. The way they execute offensively, able to control tempo. They run opportunistically, but on the half court, they're very surgical in terms of their spacing, their cutting. They enjoy sharing the basketball, and they've got a player in late clock, late game situations in David Roddy, who is lights out. He is a nightmare for opponents. He can take big players off the bounce, maneuver to the basket. He can back down smaller defenders and go to work, and he's an excellent passer out of double teams. So this Rams team is dynamite.
Well, according to our guy, the expert of all things, NCAA tournament, Mike DeCourcy, right now Colorado State comfortably in the field of 64. They are, along with Wyoming and Boise State, looking really good coming out of the Mountain West to get into the NCAAs. Brock Miller misses his first shot from distance. The ball goes back over to Colorado State.
Eric, going back to your point in terms of the resume, the impressive victory over St. Mary's, a win against Creighton, some impressive W's. Mississippi State as well.
Catch and shoot three, that's Thomas. Deshaun Thomas rings the bell.
Again, this team tied together. Ball movement, finding the open man, an intelligent approach.
Shot a little bit long by Stephen Ashworth, and Utah State's offensive woes continue. Colorado State leads 9-4, 5 minutes into our game, and their stud, David Roddy, hasn't taken a shot yet.
Will Thomas, aggressive. That's off a dribble drive, penetration, a draw. Aggie defenders, and then kick it out. Thomas with the bucket.
Changes for both sides. Sean Bairstow comes in, junior from Australia. He gets some playing time. Leaving for Colorado State, Kendall Moore and Deshaun Thomas. They're both out of the game. James Moores comes in, 6'10" player from New Zealand. So we're going down under for both sides. We got a New Zealander and an Aussie in the game at the same time. Also into the game, Rylan Jones for Utah State. Junior from just outside of Salt Lake City. He's got the ball in his hands right now and gives it up to Ashworth.
Yeah, Jones, a very crafty player. Good in ball screens, can tickle the twine from distance.
There's Jones right there with the misfire. Isaiah Rivera into the game for the first time for Colorado State. He wears number 23. Chandler Jacobs, who had a nice game the other day as well, into the contest. And we've got a foul before that shot is put up by Tonje. Called a foul on Justin Bean, who's off to a slow start so far. That's the second foul on Bean. What's it like playing on senior day?
You know, the challenge of senior day is different from every other game of the year in terms of your drum roll, your routine, coaches and players, right? Teams are really creatures of habit and routine. And so that's the challenging aspect, and also emotionally, naturally, with the family in the house and what's it line, you at times can struggle because being overwhelmed by the emotions and almost feeling spent or feeling as though your energy has been spent with all the pregame activities that could be a distraction. Obviously a special day, but at times challenging.
Szymon Zapala comes into the game. Zapala, the sophomore from Poland. And Zapala has to hit the deck to try and get that errant pass. Throws it away. Numbers right now for Colorado State. 5 on 4. Score the goal. Isaiah Stevens just knifing through the defense. So a magnificent start for Colorado State, both ends of the floor. They've only missed 2 shots, and they've held Utah State to just 1 made field goal, 6.5 minutes into the game. And a foul. Brandon Horvath is fouled. And we'll have free throws for Horvath.
James Moore, his first 13th foul at the free throw line.
This is Stevens, who kind of gets lost every once in a while because everyone talks about David Roddy, but Stevens, 15 points per ball game, 5 assists. He is in the running for the Cousy Award as the best point guard in America. Tight rims right now for Utah State. Now, a special moment right there. You hear the fans putting their hands together. Max Shulga comes into the game. He is from Ukraine. Family still in the capital city, Kyiv, Ukraine. And obviously a very difficult time right now in that part of the world. And so much love being shown Max Shulga. Loose, picked up. Bairstow, the Euro. And finally, something falls for Utah State. Good golly, it had been a while. Maybe that'll get him going. Colorado State playing without David Roddy on the floor right now, just giving him a break. And a foul. John Tonje has been a foul magnet. It's the third time he's been fouled here in our first half. Here's Bairstow. Doing some weaving. That's a 6'9" player. Fun little move. Pours it through, and that's the first basket in a long while for Utah State. Change for Colorado State. They swap out point guards. Kendall Moore back into the game. He replaces Isaiah Stevens. Probably not for long. Stevens plays big minutes for Nico Medved. And the second free throw true for Tonje. He'll come out of the game. Back into the game. David Roddy. Let's see if Roddy has more of a focus. He played 5 minutes here in the first half and did not attempt a shot. The best players, not only in the Mountain West, but the entire country this year, is David Roddy. Jones, hounded by Moore. Shot clock down to 4. Shulga, the up and under, and he gets a friendly roll. A tip of the cap to Max Shulga. Got to be a difficult time playing in a basketball game with everything that's going on in his world. Tapped out of bounds, last touched by Horvath. And we have got a timeout on the floor. Well, a huge story in Logan tonight. Max Shulga, and right now he is focused and contributing. Now Saturday, check that on Tuesday. We've got Providence versus Villanova coming your way. 2 ranked teams, and Providence is going to be ranked even higher than that 11th. They have been sensational this year for Ed Cooley. That is Tuesday, 6:30 Eastern Time on FS1. Senior day, and stars are out in Logan. That is Ryan Odom's father, Dave Odom, of course, a huge name in the business. Longtime head coach at Wake Forest, had Tim Duncan. Chris Paul also coached at South Carolina. Wonderful coach over the years, and he is showing his support for his son. And this is the senior day. 4 different seniors saying goodbye. Brandon Horvath, RJ, Idle Rock, Brock Miller, and Justin Bean. Justin Bean sure did look comfortable with that microphone, Coach.
Oh, no doubt. And deserving. And just going back to that point, you want to take all that emotional fuel and energy and make sure you channel it in an efficient manner. Boy, Roddy with the putback, see how quick he got off the floor. One-hand control tip, put it down off the window. Good baseline, out-of-bounds execution by Colorado State.
Yeah, guy who's 6'6", 255 pounds, you wouldn't think would have that quick of a second leap. It's almost Charles Barkley-esque.
Yeah, the stout, but nimble feet and a great touch, hand-eye coordination. Watch the way Colorado State lifts opponents' defenses, and they really open up that lane for the drive and kick opportunities for back cuts, and really give Roddy more space and time down low to go to work.
I love watching this David Roddy guy.
Well, he inbounds the ball and then just steps in, carves out some space, a couple pump fakes, goes to put it down off the window. It comes back out and he puts it right back down.
He was working against Horvath, who's 6'10". So a 4-inch size advantage for Horvath, and Roddy outjumped him.
The timing, position, understands how to use his body.
Beautiful move and a finish at the rim. That's Chandler Jacobs, his first field goal.
Yeah, and Roddy on the same side of the floor, stepping away from distance, a threat, shoots 47% from the three-point line. That opens up those driving lanes.
Trying to get post position. We have a foul. Zapala is held in the paint.
Nice little handoff. hesitation, and the blow-by puts it down off the window with the left hand.
Nicholas Jacobs at 6'3", 185. That body looks a lot bigger than 185 to me. That is stout. Second foul on Jacobs, so he joins Justin Bean as two players with 2 fouls here in our first half. And another foul called against Colorado State. It's on Isaiah Rivera.
His first 5th team foul.
That's now 5 team fouls on Colorado State, so 2 more, and Utah State will be in the bonus.
Well, Utah State's going to keep exploring the paint and stay aggressive.
Another miss by Bean. He's 0 for 3 from the field.
Yeah, high and wide on offense, little false motion out top, good cutting, ball reversal. And they'll look to post Roddy.
Good job by Bean to rake it away from Roddy. Bairstow. Blocked away. Rivera with the rejection, and Colorado State coming the other way quickly. Moore to Thomas, will set up shop. Thomas hit from that spot a moment ago, decides to take it inside and misses the floater. Shulga bottled up. Bean looking for something.
Still plenty of time. I like getting organized. Take a deep breath. Got a good look at the basket.
And I think they went off the shoe of Jones. No, it didn't. Last touch by Kendall Moore.
Some good resistance at the rim. Rivera able to get up, get a block, contest that shot well at the rim.
Zapala will leave, so will Rivera for Colorado State. Both sides have been very liberal with the substitutions here in the first 10.5 minutes. Bairstow, Idle Rock. And Idle Rock is fouled before he made it into the paint. He was fell on by Jalen Lake.
It could be the emotions riding high, leading to Utah State forcing a bit in a hurry.
16 foul on Colorado State, so the next time they commit a foul, that will put Utah State into the bonus. And finally, something falls for Mr. Bean. First field goal for Justin Bean.
And good stick-to-itiveness on the second effort.
Moore back to the iron, rebounded Idle Rock. Utah State down 7, but seemingly with a little bit of momentum. And this foul right there will put Utah State into the bonus for the remainder of our first half.
Idle Rock with the good push. Here's Bean down low. Gathers, changes direction in traffic, but stays with it. Good concentration to keep his eyes on target and finish.
So RJ Idle Rock misses the front end of a 1-and-1. Utah State, they shoot 74% at the free throw line as a team, but that's another missed opportunity. They've made just 1 of 5 free throws in our ball game. And an illegal defense called on Utah State.
And Max Shulga picks up the chug on Roddy's back cut. You see a lot of back cuts. Again, they open the floor high and wide. A free throw line extended, a 2-guard front, maybe 4 out, sometimes 5 out, which sets up the shuffle cuts and the action inside. There's Roddy working well off the screen for the catch and shoot opportunity in rhythm. So confident, tenacious in his approach at both ends of the floor.
Roddy playing in his 87th game with Colorado State. He's never missed a college basketball game. And the way the college basketball season has been so crazy over the last couple of seasons, The fact that he hadn't missed a game says something. Idle Rock misses the jumper.
Rams have been active in their closeouts and their rotations, their help, high hands on shots.
Stevens. Roddy. Moore from the corner.
Nico Medved deploys Roddy in a very effective manner. They move him from the inside to the outside. He works with the ball, without the ball effectively.
Bairstow misses from behind the arc, only shoots 14% from three-point range so far this year. And Utah State, coach, this is becoming a problem. They've got 10 points, and we've played close to 13 minutes.
Well, we go back to senior day and the emotions, and in this particular case, it may be working against them, coming from a good place in terms of wanting to perform well for the seniors, but instead, it's led to a drought here offensively.
Scoring drought of 2.5 minutes right now for Utah State. Where can they get a bucket?
Well, I think that you run your sets. It's less about going one-on-one. They've gotten into trouble here by forcing some, but there's Bean right on time, dialing up a three ball from the corner.
5 points now for Bean. He averages 18. 18th all-time at Utah State in the scoring list. Moore, a three of his own.
Yeah, in rhythm.
Isaiah Stevens with the three.
Colorado State is running their sets effectively. There's a nice flow, working in concert as a unit, and able to get good looks at the basket.
Stolen away. This is Moore. Great finish with the left hand for Kendall Moore.
Active hands, active feet, and shutouts lead to those runouts, get the Rams in transition for easy buckets.
Everyone on the perimeter right now for Utah State. All five behind the three-point arc. Bairstow. He struggled with his shot all season long, but it stays with the Aggies.
Good work by Bean there to use his length to get a second possession for the Aggies.
Bairstow, the spin, and he got clobbered by Thomas. No doubting that foul on Thomas. He got his money's worth.
No, Roddy working off the down screen, lifts one to the clouds, bottoms, and Bean right back at you. Nylon, two of the best in the West. Timeout.
And where else would you rather be on a Saturday night in Logan, Utah? The Glen Smith Spectrum. Arena right on campus, and it is senior night. Senior moments all around for everyone in Logan. Now, three-point shooting, always a difference maker in college basketball.
No doubt. And Colorado State with the extra pass, finding the open man, sharing the sugar, playing some hot potato, and purposeful with their use of the bounce. So when they attack, if help comes, they kick it. And this team, 4 of 8 from long distance, shooting 53% from the field and 50 from long range. And on the flip side, Utah State, the struggles continue offensively. Only shooting 30% and 25 from the three.
Well, our two stars we talked about at the beginning of the game, David Roddy and Justin Bean, both with 5 points here through the first 15 minutes of our game. But a slow start, in particular for Utah State. They averaged 36 in the first 20 minutes. They're stuck on 13 right now. Now, they are in the bonus, so they got free throws for the remainder of the half whenever they get fouled. But that may not be a good thing. They are now 1 for 6 at the free throw line as a team, as Sean Bairstow just missed the first.
And I think it's a combination here, Eric, of some good defense, well-prepared. Colorado State has been tied together, but also some nerves. And Utah State playing a little bit uptight. Keep in mind, Utah State averages 18 assists per game. That's top 5 in the country. And they've only got 2 assists this evening.
Not sharing the sugar, Coach.
No, a little too much dribbling and forcing. Instead of moving the ball, get it from side to side, probe the inside, but don't force, but look to get paint touches, whether it's through the bounce or through posting up your bigs. Play inside out, good things happen along the way, like drawing fouls and getting back to the foul line.
Coming into the game, this is our first look at Z Hamoda, first Division I player from Bahrain, island country in the Persian Gulf. Where's number 24? Because he was a big Laker guy over in Bahrain and was a Kobe Bryant guy. So he wore Kobe's number. Here's Bean inside with some intent.
And a good possession for Utah State. Coming out of that timeout, well devised by Coach Odom. Ashworth there working off the down screen, draws the attention and delivers the dime for Bean to finish over the top.
Stevens to Roddy. 1-on-1 matchup on the block. A little bit short from Roddy. Utah State trying to string together back-to-back buckets. This would be nice. First shot missed by Hamoda. Stevens dribbled right into traffic and lost it.
Yeah, dribbles into traffic and also spin dribble in a crowd. Never a good idea. Pass out of the crowd. Don't dribble in the crowd.
Dean thought about it.
Bonus time here for Utah State. They'd be wise to attack inside. Good look there. Again, Ashworth with a nice jump stop and the dish to Hogan.
So the senior, Horvath, chipping in. He's got 3 points. Bean, he's got 7. Left-handed shot up and in. Oh, look at the power. That's a wonderful shot. And we've got a chance for a 3-point play.
Pass by Ashworth and Bean just launches. Flushes one home over the top. The 0-footers. That'll make Coach Odom happy. Timeout.
2:58 remaining. 10-point game in Logan.
Yeah, Eric, some nice action here in terms of a 2-man game. We're going to see Ashworth come off this screen by Bean, and then Bean just releases to the space and is able to get right to the rim. That's 2-man basketball playing in pairs or a tandem, and well executed.
Slow start for Justin Bean, but he's starting to put up numbers. That's not a new thing. He ranks first in conference in double-doubles with 17. He's almost got 10 rebounds per ball game. That is tops in the Mountain West as well, and he shoots a great ball at 56%. There was a wonderful stat that was compiled by the good folks at the Sports Information Department at Utah State about the company that Justin Bean is keeping in this his senior season. Just amazing. We've got Isaiah Rivera on the free throw line. This is a 3-point play. He made a field goal and got fouled on the other side of that break. So the lead is now 11 for Colorado State.
Utah State starting to execute their sets more effectively.
Ashworth hits a 3. First time he's hit a triple.
Ashworth's been a catalyst in this run by Utah as they've got into the flow offensively, more efficient of late. His playmaking and here his shot making has been a difference.
Stevens looking for Roddy, who starts basically at the half-court line. Tonje again fouled. He'll go to the line.
Ashworth going to come off the dribble handoff by Horvath and creates that space, able to lift it and knock one down. Again, two-man basketball so effective when working in concert.
Ryan Oden talking to Ashworth, trying to get some offense going here in the final 2 minutes and 13 seconds of our half. Utah State, they average 74 points per ball game. They've got 20 right now through 18 minutes. 1 out of 2 for Tonje.
Utah
RJ
State.
Idlerock back into the game.
And Utah State's assist total is up to 5 now because they're starting to pass the ball more. There's less dribbling. Nothing wrong with the bounce. It's got to be purposeful in terms of creating a better passing angle, attacking the paint, getting out of trouble. But now we're seeing the ball reversed from side to side.
Ashworth darts inside. He's got the last 5 for the Aggies.
Yeah, dribble handoff, very effective. Utah State lifted Colorado State on that possession, creating better spacing to drive that ball baseline.
Stevens, a shot fake, now waits for Roddy. From the free throw line, Stevens. It is short, but we've got a foul on Utah State. They call it on Hamoda on a box out.
Yeah,
He was trying to keep Roddy out of the paint, and Roddy will go to the line.
Yeah, he draws so much attention from opponents, and good things happen as a result. For instance, stepping to the foul line for 2 free throws.
All right, this is a 1-and-1. You got to do different things to keep Roddy off the glass. 255 pounds, works in the paint. 1 out of 2 for Roddy.
Logan there just put the forearm into the back of Roddy and picks up the foul.
Ashworth has the last 5 for the Aggies. Look at that, beautiful pass setting up Horvath. So Ashworth, 2 straight field goals, and then the attention allows him to make the pass to Horvath for the chin-up.
Yeah, and moving so well without the ball is Ashworth. They're coming off his teammates, using those screens.
Roddy, denied, blocked away by Bean. Utah State, they can hold for the final shot. They choose not to. And Hamoda gives it right back to Colorado State. So it's Colorado State basketball with the shot clock turned off.
Again, Ashworth with the dime. Horvath the finish. And physical play at the rim. Good swarm by Utah State. Bean with the block. Fully extended.
That may be one of the best blocks you're going to see in Logan, Utah all season long. We've got a timeout. Final 19 seconds of our first half when we return. It is a 6-point game, 19.8 remaining in our first half. Utah State trying to claw back into this one. Coach Ladd, they're starting to play better ball, are the Aggies.
No doubt. Sharing the basketball, that's been one of the keys. That's a strength of Utah State, as we see 18 per game. And Ashworth has been a catalyst in terms of delivering precise passes where the bigs can finish. Another 1-3-1 zone defensive change out of the timeout by Ryan Oden, just to give a different look.
Off the mark. Still some meat on the bone. Throw it up there. And the shot is off the mark by Hamoda, and that will do it for our first half of play. But the play by Stephen Ashworth in the last minute and a half. A layup, a three, and a beautiful assist has gotten Utah State back into this. It is a 6-point game at the break. Colorado State leading Utah State 30-24. Moments away from playing second half basketball. This is the second half of senior night. Utah State, slow start, but getting back into it. They trail Colorado State by 6 at intermission. Take a look at some first half numbers. Coach Lavin, what jumps off the screen at you?
With Colorado State getting out to a great start, and then Utah State found their way late, and they did it through what they do best, which is sharing the basketball. And that allowed them to close the gap to 6 points.
Also around conference, Mountain West action tonight. I'm sorry, this is the Justin Bean doing his thing early on. This was really just about 10 minutes into the game, Coach, when it looked as if Utah State was going to have a hard time getting any kind of offense going. They finally did.
Yeah, all keyed by Ashworth. His judgments, his decisions on when to give the ball up, when to catch and shoot, when to drive it and finish were on point, and he really set the table for this run.
So we were mentioning that there are other games going on around Mountain West tonight. There is a game being played between Boise State and UNLV, and the road team getting off to a nice start. Boise State, Marcus Shaver off the window, old-fashioned three-point play. The free throw put Boise State up by 10 at that point. But the running reps coming right back. Beautiful pass, Jordan McCabe, David Mwaka, UNLV down 5. The second half is in progress as we speak. All right, let's do this. Colorado State looking to sweep the season series away from Utah State. They won by 5 at Fort Collins mid-January. They currently lead by 6 here tonight in Logan. Coach, what's going to be important for Utah State to get things right here in the second half?
I think they continue to explore the same alignments, the same action that they finished with in the first half. It'll be interesting to see if Colorado State makes some adjustments related to the ball screens, working without the ball, the dribble handoff action. It was so effective late in the half for Utah State.
Utah State, they had their same 5 on the floor that began the game. 4 seniors, one of them, Brock Miller, who hits the 3.
But you get the sense that Utah State had some nerves there early, an emotional evening on senior night, but they've really settled in now and have found a rhythm.
Miller only played 5 minutes in the first half, didn't have a field goal. Changes that early. Roddy, bad pass, almost thrown out of bounds. Saved by Tonje. Colorado State, the same 5 on the floor that began the game. Here comes Utah State for the first time in a long time. They can tie this game with a 3. Idle rock. Oh, I think he dragged the pivot foot. Did they catch him? No, they didn't. Score the goal and a foul. What a turn of events for Utah State. That could have been a turnover.
Idle rock, versatility to drive the ball, maneuvers well, gets to the mid-range, and has the size to finish over the top. The double clutch, pump fakes, chance for an old-fashioned three-point play, and he converts.
30-30. Who knew? Way back when in that first half, Utah State was down by 12 at one point. Actually, at the 5:51 mark of the first half, they were down by 12.
Yeah, 12 field goals now on 8 assists for the Aggies.
Kendall Moore, bad pass picked off by Ashworth. This is Bean. Miller. Horvath off the window. And for the first time tonight, Utah State's got a lead.
They'll make that 9 assists. Miller with that dribble drive, able to share the ball.
Loose. Roddy able to keep possession. Tonje. Thomas. Much needed. Deshaun Thomas, first field goal for Colorado State in the second half.
Good answer by the Rams. That extra pass with Utah State in. Oh, nice cut.
Ashworth, the layup.
He's doing everything. He moves so
7
well.
points, 3 assists for Ashworth.
Yeah, he moves so well without the ball, Eric, and that's one of the keys. He has excellent court vision. He enjoys the pass, delivers precise passes. They got the M&M inside. Roddy, good swarm.
Missed the layup with the left hand, and a whistle stops play. They call the foul to stop the run out for Utah State.
Well, Miller maneuvering at a pace where he can make reads. Finds Horvath, almost a turnover, but a good gather by Horvath to finish. And then Horvath playing over the top with that size. Finds Ashworth underneath for the bucket. Again, good two-man basketball, playing in tandems or pairs offensively. Very effective.
Aggies a 1-point lead. Horvath. Miller. Oh, he had Bean open underneath, and the clock just ran out on him.
Great defensive
Shot clock
possession.
violation.
Yeah, an excellent defensive possession. The active feet, the active hands, the deflections really discombobulated. The pressure was the difference in that shutout. Shot clock violation.
Just one field goal for Colorado State in the first 3 minutes of our second half. Three-pointer by the man with the ball right now, Deshaun Thomas. And Thomas is fouled, pushed to the back by Ashworth.
Utah State changing their defenses. Some possessions, we've seen some zone. We see a lot of switching as well. And to counter on that, Colorado State, whoever Ashworth switches onto when there's an M&M and mismatch in terms of size, they're going to start to use that back-down dribble or try and isolate and go to work.
Slow night for Isaiah Stevens. 2 of 7 shooting, 5 points in 20 minutes. And an offensive foul. Idlelock with a charge.
Idlelock predetermined, premeditated that move, the Euro step, and excellent defense. Roddy giving up ground, gets the feet set, takes it right on the chest. Roddy showing his ability to influence the game offensively and defensively, what makes him the leader for Mountain West Player of the Season.
Looking for the entry pass, and it's kicked. Rams will have to reset. Both sides have not gone to the bench here in our second half.
As you can see from a physical standpoint, Colorado State a bit more stout in terms of broad shoulders. We take a look at Coach Medved, now Coach Odom, both lobbying, doing their job, working officials, working the sidelines, trying to find the right combinations, make adjustments to put their team in a better position competitively.
Man, Horvath and Ashworth combining to do a wonderful job of denying Roddy whenever he tries to get position in the block.
Yeah, there's some fronting, some backing, and a swarm on his catches. Like bees on honey, dropping in, or Venus flytrap. You gotta be able to drop in on Roddy, but close out the shooters.
Pretty move. Are you kidding me? That's Kendall Moore with another field goal.
Yeah, Moore gliding in there for the finish. Very smooth and fluid.
Ashworth, no. Rebound and Horvath with the left hand. Horvath now has 9 on 4 of 5 shooting. With 9 points, lead all scorers. Thomas. Rebound and Roddy. Stevens, quick as a hiccup. But he can't hit the shot. It's rebounded by Horvath.
Yeah, the Rams have taken some ill-advised shots. They're in a bit of a hurry now. breakneck pace. Both teams getting up and down the floor. High octane.
Thomas. Another one and done.
Yeah, I mean, a good idea to explore the paint, but again, in a bit of a rush, a bit of a hurry. That deep breath, just a fraction of a second, and you end up with a higher percentage shot instead of a quick jack.
Bean. Idle rock. Look at the rebound by Bean. The senior wants it tonight.
Well, punch and counter punch, Eric. Moore gliding in, swooping for the bucket. Horvath doing the work down low. The weight room finish. Timeout.
Slim 1-point lead for Utah State over Colorado State. Student section in full throat. Final home game of the year at Utah State. Coach, before the game even began, the studying was going on in earnest.
Yeah, the student section called The Herd. Very creative and resourceful ingenuity in play, and the choreography outstanding. So much on display this evening. It should be that way for Senior Day.
Now Brock Miller, his first made field goal early in the second half, seemed to get Utah State feeling it again. They quickly erased a 6-point deficit.
I go back to Ashworth being the catalyst, the spark plug with his decision-making, playmaking, shot-making, and it seemed the rest of Utah State's players really fed off of that, and now they're in the flow. Dramatically different than their slow start.
Chandler Jacobs comes in for Colorado State. Isaiah Rivera comes in as well. James Moore's getting some playing time for Colorado State. And loose turnover. This is Rivera zigging and zagging and has it knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Sean Bairstow.
Good defense in transition as the Aggies scramble back with the appropriate sense of urgency to prevent that basket.
They like that play. Body inbounds it and gets it immediately on the block, but this time Utah State was ready.
Again, good swarms in the post area.
Once again, Bairstow, and a foul.
Wow, tough to see from this angle if that was a foul. Appeared to be terrific resistance. The response by Bairstow. Straight up, fully extended, maybe. Got a piece of the arm there on that last effort.
Oh, Horvath's not getting any kind of call right now. They just called the foul on him a moment ago. That's number 3. He's the first player on either side to get 3 fouls. And then the ruling here is he was the last to touch that loose ball. And now Horvath will leave the game.
Yeah, they're fortunate that he didn't pick up the foul in that possession. They wanted the ball possession, but
Roddy working on Bean. 2 heavyweights, and Roddy with a man-sized move.
Here's what was special about Roddy's maneuvering there. He went at one pace with a back-down dribble, and look how quickly he spins, James Worthy-esque, and finishes before the Utes can form a double team or trap. And that's the intelligence on the move. He's displaying his savvy as a player.
Free throws long, going for the rebound. Chandler Jacobs called for the loose ball foul. Colorado State as a club 6 for 10 at the free throw line. Utah State 2 for 8 at the free throw line.
Colorado State extends their ball pressure up the court on Ashworth. Let's see if Utah State gets back into some of those sets with some quick ball movement and then into a 2-man game, whether it's a handoff, a pick and roll, a ghost, as they say, it's slipping it.
This is Ryland Jones with a touch on the wing.
Colorado State. And mixing their defenses as well. Some switching.
Shot clock down to 3. Miller, the misfire. And Bean hit the deck hard. He was fouled. They call the foul on Isaiah Rivera, and possession stays with Utah State.
A lot of emotion, adrenaline. Understandably, it's palpable this evening on senior day and a late season game as they head towards the Mountain West Conference tournament. Both teams got to be careful in terms of their emotions and keeping those in check, self-control.
And this is an official stoppage.
I didn't have any issue with the call. I think the officials got it right.
And they called the foul on Rivera. That's the second foul on Rivera. And the shot clock is going to be reset in 20 seconds. Okay. So Utah State has the basketball, down by 1, 20 seconds to work. Starts with Ashworth. Bean on Roddy.
Yeah, they forced again. There was enough time to use the bounce, maybe explore the back down dribble.
Isaiah Stevens, one of the best point guards in the country, didn't get the benefit of the doubt. He got called for lowering his shoulder on Stephen Ashworth.
Well, the Rams want to take advantage of the matchups against Ashworth. A number of players have a size advantage over Ashworth, but give Ashworth credit. He's given ground. He's got his hands up, communicating to the officials in a non-verbal way that he's playing good, solid defense. He takes it in the sternum, gives it a little bit of acting as well. Nothing wrong with that. Sell it. And he draws the offensive foul.
Bairstow. Jones. Bean missed the layup and he got fouled. Justin Bean has been super active here in our second half, and he'll have free throws for the first time tonight.
Some good choices by Utah State on that possession, turning down some jump shots, looking for a better shot by exploring some dribble penetration into the paint and then finding the open man.
This has become chronic. Utah State is 2 for 9 at the free throw line.
This lineup that Utah State has and gives some size away with Riley Jones and Stephen Ashworth. But what it gives the these are interchangeable parts. They're basically 2 point guards, playmakers and shot makers on the court at the same time.
Colorado State just 1 for their last 7 shooting the basketball.
They're clearly looking for the hub of their wheel offensively, Roddy, but they're going to reverse the ball to the other side of the floor.
Shot missed point blank range by Rivera, but it stays with Colorado State. We've gone under the 12-minute mark here in our second half. We've got a good one. It is a 37-37 tie on Senior Day in Logan, Utah. Coach Lavin, let's talk about your 6-pack Play of the Year candidates in the Mountain West.
Yeah, it's not the Miller High Life or the Singtao, but instead a group of outstanding players, all winners, and that's part of the criteria here is being in the upper half of the Mountain West Conference, because I think winning is important. And what a terrific group, and this is why between these players and the outstanding coaches in the Mountain West Conference, they're going to have 4 teams in the NCAA tournament field, a historical, really remarkable season for the Mountain West Conference.
One of the stars in our game, you got David Roddy.
Yeah, the ability down low to finish there. He got back up off the floor for the control tip. Here stepping out, working off the down screen for the three-pointer, showing his marksmanship, and Bean with the stick-to-itiveness, using the length to get a power shot down low and then stepping away and tickling the twine here. Give him a cape like Batman, the 2-hand flush over the top, working in concert with Ashworth, the 2-man game, effective.
Similar numbers for Roddy and Bean, both with 8 points. Bean does have 10 rebounds, and he has the only assist between the two in the ball game.
I love that David Roddy, 11 points he averages as a freshman, 16 as a sophomore, nearly 20 points as a junior. That improvement, the player development, the growth of his game has been outstanding. Here's that back down dribble. Cat and mouse defensively.
Kendall Moore, a little floater along the baseline. Nope, ripped down by Idle Rock.
I like the stunt by Bean there, creating the impression or the illusion that he was going to double, but then not fully going into the trap.
Brock Miller looking for help. Jones now, an entry pass. Bairstow, not bashful. He's had a nice night.
How about it?
He has been wonderful defensively, and now he's getting the fruits of his labor on the offensive side.
And Bairstow didn't rush Eric on that possession. Took his time, surveyed, saw there was no help coming, and why not? Bottoms.
Moore.
Terrific.
Utah State the lead in the ball.
And terrific help there by Bairstow off that dribble drive penetration. Yeah, why not get set? Take a deep breath. Put some touches on the ball. Explore.
Heiderock makes his man fall down and takes advantage. Oh, and he gives the universal sign for "you're too small for me."
Heiderock, nice jump stop there. Slammed on the brakes. Good body balance. And what do you know? You get an open shot.
Largest lead of the day for Utah State, and they've got the basketball. Jones didn't want the shot. Miller wants it.
Who'd have brought the house down? But better served to maybe drive it or keep the ball moving. Get a better look.
Colorado State trying to get organized with their point guard not in the game. Isaiah Stevens is catching a blow right now. Roddy, nowhere to go. That's been the theme all night long. Kendall Moore, much needed for the Rams.
Roddy with the drive that triggered the help from Jones. And just a good find. The size that Roddy has allows him to pass over the top.
Jones, run off the line. Sets up Bairstow. Bairstow's now 0 for 4 from behind the three-point line.
I like this decision here. Walk the ball up, get into a set. Get Roddy a touch.
We've gone under the 9-minute mark of our second half. Moore! He's been the best offensive weapon all night long for Colorado State.
Boy, that's the sweet spot, the hot spot. 2 3-pointers in a row, dialed up from distance.
Kendall Moore averages 5 points per game. He has got a game-high 13 tonight.
Moore feeling it, Eric. Why not? Go back to the hot hand. He's able to line one up. Look at the buttery touch. Nice rotation off those middle 3 fingers. Timeout. This is some terrific basketball. Watch Rhodey. He's going to drive, and as a result, the help comes from Jones and Bean. And that double team is going to create positive math right here for Colorado State for the catch and shoot opportunity. Positive math means 2 versus 1 because they had Colorado State in rotation off that initial drive by Roddy. But Roddy has the skill set and the size to see over the top and read the Utah State defense, and that leads to the open 3.
Look at the numbers for Kendall Moore. He is the only man in double figures for either side. He averages 5.5 points per game. He's sitting on 13 right now. He's made 3 out of 5 3-pointers. He has been sensational. All right, after the timeout, Utah State playing from behind now. Down a pair. Idle Rock working the baseline. That's shut off. Horvath, Idle Rock. And it goes back to Colorado State. Nice defense played by the Rams.
Yeah, cut off the angles, didn't allow dribble penetration. And speaking of dribble penetration, wow.
Unbelievable. The night that Moore is having. 15 points. He single-handedly has gone on an 8-0 run. Adam Thistlewood is now into the game for Colorado State. He wears number 31. And this is Horvath, who is fouled from behind. We've got another timeout on the floor.
Nice little dribble handoff, and Moore splits defenders, puts it off the window. Timeout.
To give Colorado State the lead of 4.
And Kendall Moore, a real lift for the Rams. Here, the drive, the quickness, and skill to put it down off the backboard. Then the recipient of a nice pass from David Roddy for the catch and shoot opportunity one more time. Lines it up. And once you have defenders play you honest from long distance, that sets up the dribble drive and finish game. Impressive.
Now, this is why it's so important. Mountain West standings. You got Boise State, Colorado State. You got Wyoming, all seemingly comfortable into the NCAA tournament, but still some joshing around, moving around. It seems to possibly be what seed in the Mountain West Conference tournament that'll be taking place in Las Vegas. All right, before that last timeout, we had a foul call on Isaiah Stevens, so we have free throws for Brandon Horvath. And this is going to be tough to overcome, Coach. Utah State is now 3 for 11 at the free throw line. How do you coach that?
Yet there are nights where it becomes a bit psychological, like the short game in golf. You know, someone will drive it for distance, but then they can't put it down on the green. From the green.
So my dad told me not to get into coaching.
Exactly. Gray hair or no hair. Guaranteed.
Roddy working on Bean. Powers it up and in.
Well,
can't let your guard down when Roddy's moving around.
Yeah, well devised there. Again, deployed different ways. There, the elbow catch, the turn, and a direct dribble drive in isolation for the finish.
Bean. So Colorado State has withstood the run by Utah State.
I think exploring the inside, get a touch first before you launch a rocket. That would be the prudent approach for Utah State. See, here's Roddy with the back down, exploring comfortable bottoms of the net.
Back-to-back field goals for a guy who's going to be a heavy consideration to be Player of the Year in the Mountain West.
Here's the switching defense, some matchup zone.
Idle Rock gets a three-pointer on senior day.
Idle Rock showing the versatility to step away. We saw him earlier in the evening driving the ball to the basket as well to finish. Look at that spacing. 4 out, 1 in. They're going to flash from behind the zone. They got a baseline runner as well. They'll overload against that matchup zone. There's the math from the corner. Ooh.
Not off the mark. And it is going to be a shot clock violation. Because that shot was so off the mark, it never hit anything, and the shot clock continued to wind down, and it's now Utah State ball.
It happens to the best of us. We used to call those at UCLA or St. John's the occasional flying saucer or UFO. And better to have a lighthearted approach about it instead of getting too grim, because anyone that's played this game shoots one off the backboard or the side of the backboard on occasion.
Idle Rock looking for 2 in a row. Rebounded in traffic by Roddy, who is a foul magnet. He got knocked on the noggin.
Foul on Justin Bean. His third. 15 foul.
3 fouls on Justin Bean now. So Bean's done a good job. Remember, he picked up those 2 fouls very early in the first half, but he played through it.
I like to call by Colorado State to go to some switching man, some matchup zone.
And before the shot, an offensive foul. Wipe away what would have been another 3 by Kendall Moore.
That's Sam.
And they call the foul on Stevens. That's 4 on Stevens.
Yeah, got a jump stop when you take it into the lane against good teams. There's going to be someone there helping on 90% of possessions.
Brock Miller comes back in. Miller was a spark beginning of the second half, making a 3 that really got the crowd into it. Horvath, the turnaround, and he's fouled. Got grabbed on the wrist by Roddy. That is the second foul on Roddy.
And again, the matchup zone by Colorado State and Utah State looks to post up. You, even against the zone, can still carve out space. Try and be inside-outside oriented as we look at Colorado State's foul trouble coming down the stretch.
Utah State needs to hit the free throw.
When you see one go through, that helps.
Horvath is 2 for 7 at the free throw line. One more coming. Normally 62% as a free thrower. Rams the lead in the ball, up by 4. Isaiah Stevens with those 4 fouls has to sit for a while.
The zone defense by Utah State. Both teams going with the zone.
Kendall Moore have a night. He has now got 18 points.
You know, returning to form from a season ago. Why not play through the hot hand, find more intelligent approach by the Rams.
Miller. Colorado State the lead in the ball.
It's by shots here of late by the Aggies.
Picked off by Idle Rock. Bean. All around good shot for the senior.
Great zone offense, too. Flash to the high post, a little high-low, interior passing in tight quarters, and a good finish.
And a timeout is called by Nico Medved and the Colorado State Rams. So with just a whisker over 4 minutes remaining, we've got a timeout on the floor. How good has Kendall Moore been here in this second half?
Wow. He has been tickling the twine, torching the nets, just a late closeout by Horvath, and he makes you pay. Feeling it.
That is one of the most picturesque scenes in all of college sports. Logan, Utah, home of Utah State. And, Coach, let's talk about what's going out west. Some good basketball this year.
Yeah, some historical season. I think when it's all said and done, the Mountain West Conference will get 4 teams in, Pac-12 with 4, and the West Coast Conference capable of getting 4 as well. BYU would have to do some damage in the conference tournament to make that happen. But just outstanding teams. What I love about the Mountain West Conference is the variety. You got the stout team like Boise State at the top, plays great defense, timely shooting, takes care of the basketball. Wyoming with some balance, but also the 1-2 punch of Ike and Maldonado. That's a dynamic duo. We're seeing new Colorado State, their offense, their flow, as we look at some scores around the Mountain West. But Colorado State, a team capable of getting to the second weekend because of David Roddy, his versatility, and someone you can throw the ball to in late clock, late game situations. And he puts opponents in foul-prone scenarios, and that helps as well in terms of getting the foul line.
Isaiah Stevens has been inserted back into the game. Coach, he's playing with 4 fouls for Colorado State. Shot clock's down to 4. Shot from distance, Thistlewood. No. Thistlewood's played 9 minutes. That was his first shot of the game. And it came with the shot clock on his back. Aggies with the chance. 3.5 to play. Down 5.
Crunch time here.
Bean never got there.
Yeah, You know Coach Odom would prefer his team explores the paint, an interior touch. Whether it's zone or man that you're facing, you still want to be inside, outside, give yourself a chance to get fouled, force teams to rotate. Then you can always take a jumper later in the possession.
Tonje missed inside, may have slipped out of the hand. Here comes Ashworth. Idle Rock, got it! 2-point game.
Excellent transition basketball, Eric, and the extra pass. An ideal time to shoot the three in your early offense. If it's in rhythm, why not?
Colorado State just 4 losses all season long. Trying to protect a 2-point lead. Catch and shoot. And a foul going for the rebound. It is Roddy who drew the contact.
Transition basketball, early offense. Ashworth with the handoff to Bean, and then right back to Ashworth, the hockey assist and buttery touch. Idle Rock has that versatility, like his toolbox. Can drive it, can shoot it, can help you inside and out.
More! Again! This guy is nails! 21-point ball game for Kendall Moore, who came in averaging 5 points tonight.
How about the arc, the lift on that shot?
Idle Rock can't answer. Rebounded by Moore. And now you'd imagine Colorado State not in any kind of hurry.
No, Utah State got to dig in, get a stop or a shutout.
Stewart got to the rim somehow.
Well, that's an example of the spacing that Colorado State employs. Nobody in the paint, open the floor, lift the defense. Good answer.
Steven Ashworth, his team on life support, invigorates with some oxygen. A 3-ball for Ashworth, and it's a 4-point game.
We talked all night about the high offense, lifting and spacing the ball. More with a little change of pace, a good kick out. Bottoms, well executed, well devised. And then here's the nice take straight to the rim. And again, basically a 5-out offense on that possession. And Stevens takes it to the cup.
So we've got a timeout. We have 1:35 remaining. Kendall Moore has stepped up at the most opportune time. The bulk of his scoring has been in the second half. He has made 5 out of 7 3-pointers. Came into this game with just 19 3-pointers on the season. And he's got 5 here in our ball game.
Well, this year he has struggled some. Big dip from his scoring a season ago. Last year, over 10 points per game. This year, 5.5. So he's capable. He's done it in the past, and no better time than the sprint to the finish line of the season to get that hot hand.
All right, so we have both sides in the bonus. Colorado State, they've committed 9 fouls, so the next foul will put Utah State in the double bonus. Utah State, they've committed 6 fouls, so their next foul will put Colorado State in the 1-1 form of the bonus.
So the Aggies are going to go straight up. Some switching.
Stewart, another layup, back-to-back layups for the junior point guard. And a steal by Moore! That may do it. Kendall Moore have a night.
How about the quick hands of Stewart and Moore, and those stops leading to some runouts in transition.
Isaiah Stevens has been really good when it's mattered.
Stevens and Moore, a dynamic foot speed and ability to be disruptive, unnerve opponents, and also be able to take it to the basket. And Another breakaway. Again, those turnovers costly here late, but give Colorado State credit. They are disruptive, alert, and pressuring the ball effectively.
2 free throws coming from Brandon Horvath.
Still time now. Convert from the foul line. You want to get your full court pressure. Try and get a 5-second count. Possibly a steal on the inbound pass. Then a quick trap. You can't allow Colorado State to use the shot clock possession. You're going to have to foul at some point here.
Stevens breaks the press, and now a foul as Isaiah Rivera tried to get out of his hands. That is the 17th foul on Utah State, and so 1-1 free throws for Colorado State.
The speed and the quickness of Colorado State late in the game, their length as well, been a factor.
Big free throw for Rivera. Sophomore from Geneseo, Illinois. He shoots 71% at the line. That's nice. This is just amazing, the difference in free throw shooting. Colorado State, they've made 8 out of 12. That's not great, but it is decidedly better than what Utah State has been able to muster.
Well, to your point, Colorado State, 23 field goals. Utah State with 21 field goals, but the 7 of 24 by the Aggies from the foul line, just leaving too many points at the charity stripe.
Oh, goodness. Stephen Ashworth shoots 86% at the line, and even he's missing free throws.
Eric, check that. It's 5 of 17 for Utah State.
Now 6 of 18, but 33%. It's hard to win, even when you're on your home floor. When you shoot that at the free throw line. Roddy's got it, and Roddy is the man who's fouled. So still 1-1. Roddy will go to the line where he shoots 71%. He is just 1 for 3 at the free throw line tonight.
And even on that possession, Roddy shows his intelligence. Some players will catch it, start pivoting with it, want to get fouled, get to the free throw line. Instead, what his first look was up the floor to keep the clock going, and also a potential layup to put the dagger in it. He did get fouled. Now he steps to the line and shoots 2, but he is a real thinker in terms of understanding the game, time and scoring situations. It makes him so tough to match up with.
Roddy makes 1 out of 2. He's got another double-double. 13 points, 10 rebounds for Roddy. Layup missed by Ashworth. And a foul in the backcourt will come the other way and have free throws once again for the Rams.
Well, if Moore can play as he has in the second half here, that's another dimension of him returning to form from a season ago. And it gives Colorado State even more of an uptick. I mean, this is a historical season. One of the best in program history at Colorado State. And they've got a chance to do damage, not just get into the NCAA tournament, but win some games, as does Boise State.
Last time Colorado State was in the NCAA tournament, 2013. Beat Missouri and then lost to the eventual champion, Louisville. 2 free throws, Isaiah Stevens.
So impressed with Nico Medved. Turned the Furman program around, spent a season at Drake, and now in his 4th year at Colorado State. This is his 3rd season of 20 or more wins. Remarkable.
Last year, 20-8. Made it to the Final Four of the NIT. This year, 23-4 and counting with this win. So congratulations to Colorado State. They spoil senior night for Utah State, and they win by double digits. They sweep the season series. Colorado State now 13-4 in Mountain West play. Utah State, they fall to 7-10 in conference play. Coach Lavin, it was fun.
Always
we
a
saw what
pleasure.
Colorado State's all about. So Colorado State, they keep on keeping on. They've had a nice week. They beat Wyoming on Wednesday. They beat Utah State on a Saturday night. Next up, they've got Boise State a week from today. Sure hope you enjoyed it. Colorado State wins 66-55. For Steve Lavin, I'm Eric Collins saying so long from Logan, Utah.